Carl, welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout. We will start off with a few questions from the fans.
Hang on.
Subject.
Just stop. I just want to clear a few things up just regarding the questions. There's been some emails come in and through Barry Brown that I answer what I want to answer and I don't answer questions. And there's been no questions the last few weeks. There haven't been any. What I was going to do last week, I was going to ring Barry Brown while I was sitting here, if you remember, to say how come there's no questions. But besides that, the questions, we can't on here speak about any answer any questions regarding finances, so that we can't do that. Regarding who pays for loan players and dual reg players, and it's a relationship you have with clubs, so that's just confidential stuff, and whatever we do with Hull is left with us and Hull, and I don't think they'd appreciate if I was to go out here and say what we're paying for players and etc. etc. So again, the questions from the fans, that it wasn't the whole idea of me wanting to do this dugout. At the start, I just wanted to have a bit of fun and let everyone know what we were doing and get some players on and get some coaches on and get some supporters on and all that. And then it was mentioned in the fans forum that we have, maybe the In the Dugout is a good place for supporters to come in and email in with some questions. Now, if they want to email in with some questions, that's fine, but if they want this dugout to be, if we're going to get criticised for not answering questions to the supporters and that, we'll dedicate one week, the end of the month, all the questions, bring all your questions in, we'll solely answer your questions on the dugout, and if that's what you want, we'll just do the dugout once a month and we'll get the questions in. But it wasn't what I wanted to do, if you know what I'm trying to get across is it was brought to us in the forum, maybe fans could ask questions. Now if there's no questions, we're getting criticised, and this is not what I wanted to do on this dugout. I did want to have a little bit of fun with it. It's getting far too serious, if you ask me. I don't think it's something we should do that. Any news the club's got, we'll put it out and things like that. So let's not beat ourselves up and get all uptight about Carl's not answering any questions, or there's no question this week, then mustn't have liked what the fans wrote in. I'm happy to open to suggestions. If you just want to do a dedicated one dugout a month purely to ask questions, not about finances, that's fine. And then Richard will come on once a month. We'll do that, and then and we'll just take it from there, I think, and see how we go.
So a couple of questions here then from the fans, relatively simple ones for you to answer, I would have thought. From Jeremy Burrows, Richard mentioned when he first came in that maybe we're looking to bring in one or two players. Is that still the case?
Yes, I think he identified some. We tried to get a couple, and for whatever reason that ain't come off. The parent club might not let them come, or may have been a few from Hull, I don't know. But we did identify some that we tried to get, a couple, and we couldn't get them. The clubs wouldn't let them go.
Is there a deadline for players coming in ahead of the 8th?
There is, yes. The 21st of July, and really for them to be eligible to play in the 8th, they have to come on loan. And once they play a game for us, if they're Super League players, they're cup tied, they can't play for their parent club. Dual reg players have to play 3 games or more to be eligible to play. But again, if they play one game for us in the 8th, they stay with us. If they've played 8 games, which we don't have any this year, then they can play for both. So hopefully that's cleared that up.
On to last weekend, then a strong performance against South Wales, put 70 points on them last weekend. How impressive was that?
It was good. The way the boys conducted themselves, our third game in 8 days, and unbeknown even to myself, it was a record score and away score, and we said we'd bring Richard here to play an attractive brand of rugby and score some points, and for him to break a record on his third game, well done to him, and hopefully he'll break many more in the time he's with us. But all credit to the players. The players, they did everything right in the week, and they looked fresh when we went down there, and they looked sharp, and so all credit to them. And hopefully this week they've only got one game in the week, and they can prepare right, and we can see what we can do at Gloucester.
Was that a much more complete performance as well then? We heard Richard say after the game against Oxford it was a bit flat in the second half. Was that more of maybe not an 80-minute performance, but not far off?
Well, I'll just speak for me. Richard will have his own views, but this I'm speaking like the supporters do, and I still thought we were a bit scrappy, and we bombed a couple and we were pushing things, but that's just me. I think there's plenty more to come out of this team, but they're slowly getting to play a way they want to play. You can see they played some nice attacking stuff, but I'm quietly confident there's a lot more to come out of them. Whoever was there will probably say the same, and we did bomb a couple.
A couple of long trips we've had recently as well. We've picked up wins, albeit a defeat at Whitehaven, but Workington, we got 2 points there, a win against South Wales as well. How much does that say about the players' character and concentration as well?
It's good, but like I keep saying, there's a lot more to come out of this team, and confidence is a massive thing. And if we can go into the eights with some confidence, pick up a couple of wins early in the eights, you can ride on the back of that. And we've had some bad luck over the years here with the injuries and all that, but at the minute the whole squad is fit. Everyone's fit, and Richard's, he's only new here, but he's got some headaches because everybody's fit. And hopefully, if everything goes to plan and we pick some wins up, and in the eights, and we, like I say, we can ride on that and give us some confidence and see if we can really do something.
Going from the team and looking more in depth at individuals, then Russ Spears and Sam Doherty really been on fire in the last couple of games, not they scoring tries. Russ really working hard up the middle as well. It must be pleasing to see. Russ
is a fit man, and he's always willing, and he's got a bit of pace. He's very, very strong. He's been great. And he's been picking up some tries along the way, as you say, and he's surely letting me know about him picking up some tries as well. So no, it's good for him, and I'm happy for him because he's a good man.
Moving off the field for a second, then there's going to be a car park rebranding at the Club Doncaster Sports Village, where it's going to be named after a Don's legend. Have you got any names in mind that you'd like to see put forward?
Oh, yeah. Me personally would love to see the Tattersfield name kept. If I was to pick three, I'd probably, if you had to push me for three, I think I'd go for Tattersfield, probably Audley Pennant, and probably the man who resurrected the Dons and started it all back going again, John Sheridan. So they would be my top three, but it's not up to me. It's up to people to vote. I understand. So I'd love to see the Tattersfield name kept. It holds a special place in quite a few people's hearts, and we need to keep that name going. Well, that's my own view. If we're allowed to call it that, I don't know if it is. It's got to be a player or a manager, but certainly like to keep Tattersfield.
On the pitch again then now, Gloucestershire All Golds up next this weekend, the final game of the regular season. What sort of test are you expecting from them?
Well, they challenged us here, didn't they, in the Cup? They got a few scores on us just before half-time, and it was really close. They've had a tough trip to Toronto, but I think I said last week, if your last regular home game of the season, if it's at home, you want to send your fans away happy. So it'll be a tough one because they're at home. If we were here, we'd want to do the same. We'd want to make a big statement here and move on into the eights. But yeah, it'll be challenging. Don't know if Richard's going to have a look around the squad and rotate the squad. That's up to him. But we need to continue winning. Forget where we are in the league and getting points, racking points up, and that we need to win the game first and foremost. And we'll be going down with that intention.
Yeah, because we could finish 4th, 5th or 6th in Kingston Press League, won't we? Is it important? Obviously, it all depends on results elsewhere, but is it essential really that we just do our job and see where it takes us?
Yeah, because obviously we need to win because the points carry over into the eights. Looking at the way the positions the teams have finished, it's not very rewarding to finish 4th with the teams you might have to go and play against. So it's we'll finish, and we've got to play everyone anyway. And I did say if we have to play away, sometimes we go quite good when we play away from home as well.
No matter where we finish, is it just important that we go into the eights full of confidence and with that little bit of momentum behind us? If we win on Sunday, it'll be 3 in a row, just because of that little bit of an edge, doesn't it?
It does, and it doesn't matter where we finish, but it does matter where we finish at the end of the eights. And we need to make the top 5 at the end of the eights to give ourselves a chance of doing anything and or getting anywhere close to the goals we set us at the start of the year. If we don't, then maybe we all need to have a good look at ourselves, and that includes myself. So we'll give it everything we got. Certainly, we'll give it everything we've got, and we'll look forward to the eights. We've just got to take it on and embrace the challenge. The players know what they can do. They know what they're capable of. We all know what they're capable of. If you've seen, we put that. I know it's ages ago, but if you put that performance against Leeds together, and if they can raise for a game like that, then certainly they can raise for the eights. And I think the team we've got, the harder the challenge, the better they go.
Thanks, Carl.